everybody, and welcome to another extra episode of Agrarian Skies. Matt here. I'm on my own today, no Dean or Sarah. Actually, I'm not going to show you over there. I'm glad there's a tree in the way. That's the secret of next episode. But today, we're going to be doing something different. There's a skeleton getting completely and utterly decimated by our smeltery there, but anyway. Right, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be upgrading our mob tower over there, the giant drop trap thing. I want to basically make it so that we get a lot more of the rare drops, and also I want to be able to get ender pearls from it as well. So we need to basically remove the water from there. So at the moment we're using water channels to move the mobs along to the big drop. But you can't do that with endermen because the second they hit water they teleport away. And if you end up having endermen spawning in mob traps that have got water in them, you very quickly end up with a base full of endermen. So we're not going to do that. What we're wanting to do is make conveyor belts, but not the ones that are from Mine Factory Reloaded, because the Mine Factory Reloaded ones only move items at the moment. I think it's intended. They work like carpet as well. They sit on top of blocks. What we want is the extra utilities conveyor belts. Now, they're a bit expensive. So for each set of 8, we need 2 iron ingots, a redstone dust. That's not really that difficult in itself. It's the rails. We need lots of iron for rails. So basically, we need lots of iron. Didn't have much at the moment, so I've got some smelting up there that we. Oh no, there's some blood in there. Oh, that's from the blood is from the skeleton that died there. So we've got some iron coming out here. Another 22, 23. But that's still going to be only like half a stack. I really need to put a sound muffler there. I hate the nether portal sound. Anyway, so what we need is really a better way to get metals faster. Now, we already have our little setup of here where we've got an automatic hammerer hammering cobblestone. Now, I brought up a better barrel full of cobble from downstairs to feed straight into that. But essentially, I want a better way of taking this gravel and sifting it, because at the moment I'm hand sifting it over there, and that is taking next to forever. So, I thought the first thing we could do is make an automatic sieve. Automatic sieve. There we go. So for that we're going to need some invar, an electrum gear. Electrum's going to be interesting. And a silk mesh. Silk mesh, piece of cake, just lots of string. In fact, let's do that now. Mob traps, I think. Yeah. 9 string. Silk mesh. Boom. Done. So that's that. Now, do we have any, not electrum, do we have any invar? I'm sure I have some somewhere. Iron, oh, there's a little bit more iron there. Invar, we've got 2 invar, and how many did I need again? Oh, I need lots more. So I'm going to have to make some invar, I think. And I'm also going to need to make some electrum. So we'll get to that. I will quickly look up what we need. Sieve, electrum gear, molten electrum. Molten electrum is silver and gold in equal parts. That's easy enough to do. So electrum will be easy. Invar is, I believe, invar blend. Come on, I just want the So it's iron, 2 iron, and 1 ferrous. So I'm going to gather all that up. I'm going to empty this out, and then we'll start pouring some of that, and I will be right back. And this is the molten silver and molten gold cooking up for our electrum, so that should hopefully be ready soon. I'll meet you around the back in a second with the gear cast. And we're back with the gear cast, so we should be able to just cast that. Shut up, Nether! I thought I had for a second then. Nope. Right, so that has cast our gear. So we do have our electrum gear now. I don't know how much we have left, but we'll cast the rest of that. Well, we've got 4 left, so each gear takes 4. So I'm going to cast the rest of that into ingots, and then I'm going to get ready for the invar back in a second. And that's the stuff in there for the Invar. Now, anybody that was shouting at me when I went in the metals chest at the back saying, "You've already got lots of Invar." Yeah, I did, but I'm going to make some more anyway, because never have too much Invar. I also made another thing. I made this. This is a sound muffler. Sound mufflers are amazing if you've got annoying sounds like nether portals. So, what I'm going to do... where's mine? I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to put this here and go 1, 2, 3. Boosh! You can still hear it, but it's much, much quieter. Love that. So if you want to make a sound muffler yourself in this pack, it's really simple. It's a note block, which is a piece of redstone surrounded by wood, and then you take that note block and you surround that by wool, and then that will get you your sound muffler. And ta-da! More bearable stuff. So let's see, has that melted up quite yet? Almost. And molten iron. I put ferrous in there as well. I did put ferrous in there, didn't I? Oh, I know what's happened. It's... Oh, I've got my automatic thing on. It brought the ferrous out before the iron had melted. Never mind, we already have Invar. I'll make more Invar later. So, let's go over to here. Let's find what we exactly need again. So I need a weighted... No, that's not the right thing. I need 4 ingots, which I've got. I need some nuggets. Now let's make sure I don't have any nuggets. No, I don't. Those are iron ones, and there are no nuggets there. So we will create some Invar nuggets, and we will go back to here. We have that. We have that. I think we've got everything. Let's shift click, automatic save, boom. So I'm going to pop this right in front here. You'll notice that these were in front here, but I've moved them up there so that I can have access to the power here. We're going to make a much more elegant solution for getting power around shortly, but for now we're going to do this, and that should power that up. And then essentially anything we want to be sieved we can shove in there, and it will automatically sieve it. And then equally we can go over here and get Yes, cow, I hear you. Oh, also, if you get really annoyed by animal sounds, which I do sometimes, you can put a sound muffler next to them as well, which I'm going to do. You can get a hopper, and use a hopper to feed in to your sieve, which I'm also going to do, because I want to be able to take gravel, 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 and then I want to be able to feed the gravel straight into the sieve without me, you know, feeding it in every 2 minutes. And then that will automatically sieve the stuff, and boom, anything that you would have normally gotten from sieving will appear here. So this is just a much faster, well, not really faster, unless we put speed upgrades in there, but it's one of these things where it'll be going all the time while we're doing other more interesting things, which is just so much nicer. So I'm actually also going to put some crushed netherrack in here. Netherrack is a good thing to sieve down, because the crushed netherrack will also get you lots of ores. I might go into the nether and collect some more of that soon, actually. So yeah, I'm going to wait for some of this to be all done, so we've got some more iron, and then I shall be right back. Just a quick aside to say what we've also made is a builder. Now a builder, if you look up here, is from the compact storage mod, and you can build it by surrounding a chest with 6 iron and 2 levers, and what you can do is you can use it to make gigantic chests. Basically you select the size of the chest that you want. You can also make backpacks as well, and then it tells you up here what materials you need are. You pop materials in, select what colour you want your chest to be, and build it. The reason I've built this is basically because when we do change the mob tower, and even now, to be honest, it creates a lot more drops than a single chest can really carry, and I want it to be able to collect a lot more, so I'm going to create a gigantic collection chest using this. Right, back again shortly. Okay, right, let's get to making some things. I'm going to do 4 lots of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That should give us a stack of those. And let me remember, I was making some transfer pipes for the messiest setup I have ever made. I'll show you that in a second. But what we're doing, we're doing conveyors. So here we go. So yeah, redstone. I've got some in the chest over here. I'm trying to not go too far that way because I've got lots of machine going over there now. Redstone, it's there. Get this thing out. And then hopefully I can go boosh. And that's 80 of these things. So that might end up being enough. It might end up being ridiculously short, but we'll find out shortly. So what we need to do is we essentially need to get up here and kind of turn the mob trap off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up there, hang around a little while they all fall down, and then hopefully I'll be near enough so they won't be spawning, and then I'll go in, break things to the point where I can get in and light it up in there, because we're going to be raising the ceiling by 1 as well. So I shall be right back. Okay, we're up here now. I've lit up everything up here, and I'm slowly but surely going to be replacing all these central columns with these conveyor belts. I do want to do the edges as well, but I might be getting to those later. So we'll get to those now, and I'll join you in a minute while when this is done. And now I'm just raising the ceiling by 1. I'm going to go around all the edges and do the edges first, then I'll do the in-betweeny bits. That's so the internal space is 3 tall, and that will catch endermen as well as any other mobs. So, yep, back in a sec. Okay, the roof is 1 higher now, so we're just going to pop that ceiling straight back on. There we go. Boosh, and boosh, and boosh. So, get this ceiling back on, and then we're going to do the work on the ground level to make sure that we get the drops that we want. So, right, 2 seconds. Okay, rejig the bottom now. So what happens, I think, if this works, we've removed the punji sticks and we've replaced them with one of the iron spikes, because I believe that makes sure that some more of the rare drops spawn. If not, it'll do exactly the same thing. Now, instead of having a hopper underneath it, what we've done, if we go around the back, I think I can show you, it's behind here. Yep, so we've got a transfer node there, which we've upgraded with a world interaction upgrade and a speed upgrade, just to speed it up a little bit. And then that feeds to these transfer pipes, which feed to all of these chests, all of these drawers rather, and this chest for an overflow chest, this being the giant chest. So hopefully what should happen is all the things should fill up, and everyone should be happy. I'm going to take that out of there actually and fill that in there so we know what goes there. I have a feeling that it's going to fill up this first, because I can't quite remember how to make sure that this is the last thing that gets filled up, although I'll do some reading in between episodes and figure out that. So all that remains now is for me to go back up there, take out the torches that I've got up there, and let's see how this thing works. Back in a second. And we're done! So I had to, in the end... Oh, look. See? They're all falling down and dying. It's great. I had to, in the end, pop another world interaction upgrade into the transfer node at the back, because it wasn't quite reaching up to here to pick up the items, but it seems to be working all right then. So it's got 2 world interaction upgrades in it and 4 speed upgrades. That seems to more or less keep up with everything. And as I've said that, it's not picking up those bones. There we go, it did pick up the bones. So it takes a little while to get through everything now and again, because actually I'll show you. In that, it essentially has like 1 bit that's a buffer. It's still my stone slabs, damn it. So yeah, until it's shifted that, it can't pick anything else up. But yeah, it's doing good. I'll block that back up again now. It is doing the thing where it will put into this chest first, because it's nearest on the network. Now I don't really want to artificially make sure that that goes around the back and filters through here first, but I might have to do that if I can't figure out a way to kind of restrict this pipe. I remember how to do it in Buildcraft, but I have no idea how to do it in Extra Utilities. So if anybody knows, please do feel free to tell me in the comments. But going forwards, yeah, this is our lovely mob system. And with that, I shall love you and leave you, and I shall see you next time.